there's no reading because there's no device plugged in.
Right.
But when I plug it in, automatically it switches over to reading parts per million CO2. And so every sensor has different instructions. Sometimes you need to let it warm up for 30 or 60 seconds. Some you can plug and play and use right away. But essentially now you have a live reading of the carbon dioxide concentration in the room. And so,
That's when you have 32 ppm CO2 in your room.
so is that good or bad?
Or alive.
It's low, but
Right? So that's pretty low. If
760.
Okay, so it took some time. This is one of the units you have to plug in for a couple minutes, let it warm up, right? Because it just jumped to in the 700s. Okay, and so according to our information here, is that an acceptable value? Okay, that's an acceptable value, right? Which could mean that the ventilation is decent here. But it says that in a lot of areas in the building, that might not be the case.
Well,
So,
the number of students would increase the carbon dioxide. We don't have a full class, but
And if there are plants in your room,
absolutely.
you can really go into that.
Right? So just from plugging this in, right, you've already asked kind of two, questions or things that could be researched. How do the type and number of plants affect the carbon dioxide concentration in a room? Right? Yes?
Yeah, I did an experiment this summer with under another teacher's tutelage, and we collected carbon monoxide exhaust from different cars. Is there enough carbon dioxide in car exhaust to be able to do a comparison?
So a
I know it's
comparison
CO,
of different
cars,
different
hybrids, gasoline.
So I've never seen these used to measure exhaust.
Because they collected it in a bag and then it just, well, we actually bubbled it through a little, change color, but I was wondering whether the probe could be placed into the different plastic bags that collected gas.
Well, definitely it could
Would
be.
there be something different?
So were you measuring carbon dioxide or
We were measuring,
other gases? That's the only thing I'm
I'm
wondering
not
about.
sure, I think it was carbon dioxide.
Okay.
Even though it's carbon monoxide, which is the pollutant we're concerned about.
Right. So I know this, this will only measure carbon dioxide, but certainly this comes with a container and probably the same thing with the Pasco, even that fits the probe. So
okay.
let's say you wanted to do like a pea germination experiment, right?
Oh, I like
And
that.
measure the O2, CO2 with germinating peas. You could do that by placing them in, and then you have a sealed environment where the probe goes in. So definitely if you could capture the gas, you can measure. Yeah, absolutely. So